This is Donna with Cooking in Cabo, and today we're exploring Dia de los Muertos, the Mexican holiday commonly known as Day of the Dead. So here in Mexico, the celebration begins on November 1st with Dia de los Innocents, or the Day of the Innocents. This is the day that we remember los angelitos, or the little angels. So that day is set aside for remembering the children that we have lost. And then on November 1st is the traditional Dia de los Muertos, where we remember our ancestors and family members that have passed before us. This is a huge holiday in Mexico, probably second only to Christmas. So celebrated in all the towns and villages all over Mexico. Most families set up small altars in their homes, and these altars are colorfully decorated with pictures of deceased family members, candles, fruit, vegetables, rice, beans, Pan de Muertos, which is a Mexican sweet bread that is made traditionally for this holiday, this time of year, and personal items that belong to those family members in memorial to those family members. Almost all towns and villages have a parade on this day, and the parades typically end at the city cemeteries. And people bring flowers. Orange chrysanthemums are the flower of the day, candles, food, drink, and it's basically a picnic in the cemetery that goes until the wee hours of the morning, and indeed sometimes all night. This is typically the day that it is believed that the spirits of our ancestors who have gone before us come back to commune with us in spirit on that day. And so there's lots of stories and prayers and just a good time in the cemetery there, remembering those family members who have gone on before us. So today on this episode we are at La Princessa Bakery and we're making Pan de Muertos, and please stay with us after the episode. My son attends a school here in Cabo San Lucas that has a traditional Dia de Muertos celebration, and I have attended that celebration and actually videotaped some of the altars that were prepared by the children at the school. So stick around at the end of the cooking lesson and check out those altars. And Feliz Dia de los Muertos. Hi, this is Donna with Cooking in Cabo. Today we're at La Princessa Bakery and we're making Pan de Muertos for Dia de los Muertos next week, and we're here with the baker Javier.
Hola, haremos pan de muerto.
So Pan de Muertos is a sweet bread made specifically for this holiday, and it starts off with flour, some dry active yeast, and some baking soda and other leavening ingredients. And then Javier has a starter dough that they use for this Pan de Muertos. Okay, and to this we're going to add some milk, bread you would make at home. We're going to knead this in the stand mixer for about 10 minutes, adding a little flour as we need until we get a nice elastic ball of dough that is not adherent to the side of the bowl. So this dough has been kneading in the stand mixer for about 10 minutes. It's nice and elastic, and we've transferred it back onto a floured work surface. All right, and we're working in batches of 500 gram batches of dough. Dough has been cut into a bunch of little pieces here, and we are preparing some sheet pans with some vegetable shortening. Alright, just rolling this dough into nice little balls, putting them right on the pan, leaving plenty of space in between for them to raise. The Pan de Muertos is a round, and it has some little round balls on it, representing the bones, and so this is the part that they're making now that's going to go on top of the parts that they just made and flattened out. Some get an egg wash, and just an egg wash, and then some will have some sugar coating on top. Our bread's been raising for about 30 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and put the heads on and get this bread into the oven. And stick them right on top there. Alright, we're going to put these into the oven. It's going to take about 10 minutes. It's a commercial oven, so it's going to be fairly quick. So here in the bakery they have a commercial convection oven, so they can bake like 30 trays of pastries in about 10 minutes. We're just brushing some butter on the finished Pan de Muertos. We're going to put some sugar on top for a sweet, delicious treat. Pan de Muertos is served either sweet with butter and sugar or savory style with some sesame seeds. So we'll show you that in a moment as well. And each individual Pan de Muertos there being covered in sugar. This is refined sugar. We talked a little bit last week about standard sugar that we get here in Mexico not being quite as refined, but the bakeries use a more refined, closer to our refined white sugar that we get in the US. Beautiful, sugary treats. So here we have it, hot, fresh Pan de Muertos for Dia de los Muertos that we celebrate here in Mexico on November 2nd. Thank you to Javier and the staff at La Princessa Bakery for letting us be here today. I'm going to just try a piece of this. It looks amazing. That's it for us on this episode of Cooking in Cabo. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you really like us, support us on Patreon. That's it for this episode. Thanks.
Gracias, adiós.